you're kind of telling yourself all the things you needed to hear when you were a child. That's what essentially reparenting is like reparenting is telling yourself, treating yourself, raising yourself in ways that you didn't receive as a child. We always have the answer within us. Like, we always know exactly what we need, but we just gotta ask ourselves what we actually need, you know? We just like open that channel of communication with yourself. What do I need? Do I need rest? Do I need affirmation? Do I need to rant? Like, do I need, what do I need in this moment? Or your inner child and your shadow side are the parts of yourself that are unhealed. All shadow side, inner children, they're me. What do I need, you know? Different background, what's up? Different background, what's up? Because we're on vacation, but we're still recording because... So today we're going to be talking about inner child healing / shadow work. This is not really going to be like a step-by-step process of how to start inner child healing, how to, you know, it's not really a step-by-step how-to. We're going to be going through the similarities of inner child healing and shadow work because honestly, they're almost the same thing, but not at the same time. Like, shadow work is addressing the unhealed parts of yourself, the parts that we tend to push away, the parts of ourselves that we tend to try to suppress, but we also do try to suppress our inner child. So like sometimes like unconscious beliefs can come from our inner child or our shadow side, or I feel like it's both. Like, you know, it's a really weird little area where it's like they're very much the same, but sometimes a little different. Say if you've had any like family trauma and you're around your parents, again, the way you may become around your parents, like you can just like maybe like feel like you're becoming smaller, more complacent. I feel like that's more of an effect of your inner child being in the presence of your traumatic family. But our shadow side can also be the parts of ourselves that we just need to work on, and that can come up as reactionary. So that can be from inner child parts of ourselves, but I feel like more so my shadow work is just unconscious beliefs that I've outgrown that I need to work on, and unconscious, like very unconscious things I just sometimes aren't aware that I'm doing. Sometimes I'll just like, it could be a personality trait, it could be, I don't really like that part of myself. You can't really tell where it stemmed from. Maybe it's a learned response. So we're gonna go through different kinds of ways we can begin our shadow work and inner healing process, right? So one thing I love to do to address my shadow side, address my inner child, converse with my inner child, connect, is meditation / visualization, and heavy on the visualization side in the sense of like when I meditate with the intention of addressing shadow sides or my inner child, I like to sit with, it's kind of like imagine and visualize that I'm like sitting in front of my inner child. And I have a couple inner children, like I have a 5-year-old me, a middle school me, and like a high school me, and a college me. You know, there's lots of versions of myself that I like to address. And so in the meditation / visualization, I will like sit with whatever version of myself I need to sit with, and sometimes let them talk, sometimes I talk to them, sometimes I even ask like the certain things of like, what can I do for you right now? What do you need from me? Say if I'm going through a time where I'm feeling very triggered by a lot of things, and like I'm like, ooh, my shadow side is going a little crazy. I need to talk to my inner children, see what they need, what's going on. So I'll have a sit down with them in the meditation and like sit with them, breathe with them, allow them to be not suppressed, but appreciated and like seen. So, and of course there are so many guided meditations on YouTube where it's like, you know, guided meditation for inner child healing, guided meditation, shadow work meditations. There's so many that I just look up shadow work meditation or inner child healing meditation. Some of those guide you through that process. That's where I got the inspiration for that, is where like they'll like sit with your inner child, ask them what they need, let them talk and listen to what your inner child needs. And sometimes they will talk to you, sometimes they won't. But meditation and visualization is one way that I love to, you know, work on my shadow work and inner child healing. And the second way, journaling. The self-help, self-love, healing community, we love to journal, don't we? We just love to journal. But it really is profound, especially with inner child healing for me and shadow work. There's so many, I love to get shadow work prompts from YouTube, yes, but I like to get shadow prompts from Pinterest. A lot of people have created shadow work prompts, inner child healing journal prompts, where you can just write out like, hey, like even like how I said in the visualization, I'm asking my inner child, what can I do for you right now? What do you need from me? You can write that out. What do I think my inner child needs from me? And you'll be communicating with yourself because they are a part of you. So journaling out, what can you do for me? Or what can I do for you? What events triggered these emotions? Like really getting into the nitty gritty and really seeing, it's like open communication, writing instead of talking. I'm gonna provide example journal prompts in the description of shadow work prompts that I love to use, and that can be like a good beginner journal prompts for shadow work and inner healing. So definitely check the description box for those free 10 journaling prompts. But yeah, journaling is one of my favorite ways to really connect and just release and really find out what my inner child and my shadow side need from me. Another way, third thing we can do that I really love to do, and it really made me realize how much like childish things I do in my life, but partaking in activities that your inner child used to love to do, or your younger self loved to do. I love to watch SpongeBob. I love to play my old Nintendo DS. I love to sing songs. I love to watch old children's shows, like I mentioned, SpongeBob. Just doing activities that your inner child loved to do really helps you connect with your shadow side, helps you connect with your inner child, those neglected parts of yourself that you may have been shutting out or you think you're too grown to do. But letting our inner child out and allowing them to play and allowing them to be can really help them and help you like really bond with them and building a good relationship with them. You're definitely participating in activities that your inner child and your younger self love to do can really help them express themselves and help them feel more open to communicating with you. I know it makes me sound a little weird, like I'm talking about my inner children like they're like, oh, like they're really like tangible people, but like it's really healthy to communicate with those aspects of yourself need support. The unhealed part, essentially your inner child and your shadow work, or your inner child and your shadow side are the parts of yourself that are unhealed. So I find it very helpful to communicate with your inner child or your shadow side as if they're tangible, can hear you, and it really helps me work through the issues, communicating openly with my shadow side, my inner child, but it's like communicating with myself and addressing myself and what do I need. All of shadow side, inner children, they're me. What do I need? You know? And another thing that we can do, the fourth thing we can essentially do, which is kind of like journaling, but it's just a version of it where it's just writing a letter to yourself. And this has been so impactful on me. It kind of goes into the aspect of reparenting. So say if you're writing a letter to your inner child, you can be like, hey, young Isabel, hey. You can just be like, I'm sorry for whatever happened there. I'm really sorry this happened to you. You deserved better. Just, you're kind of telling yourself all the things you needed to hear when you were a child. That's what essentially reparenting is like reparenting is telling yourself, treating yourself, raising yourself in ways that you didn't receive as a child. So writing a letter to yourself is telling yourself everything you needed to hear, addressing the parts of yourselves that are unhealed. I'm sorry this happened to you. Say if you've been through something and like someone didn't apologize to you and you really want that, you can apologize. You can help. I'm sorry that they didn't get an apology. You deserved an apology. Really affirming your inner child, affirming your shadow side, or whatever situation you need to do. So writing a letter to address whatever you're going through is so helpful to release, address, and really reflect on what happened, if anything happened. Or just opening a channel of open communication with yourself. Like, hey, I'm checking in. Just giving yourself, writing a letter to yourself is giving yourself what you need, verbally, emotionally, just really being there for yourself. And the last thing, which kind of ties into a lot of things I said, is essentially just talking to yourself. Sometimes I'll catch myself, I'll be in the shower and I'm just like, Isabel, what do you need right now? What do you need right now? Now, of course, I'll just feel something. I'll be like, okay, what do I need? I'll always have my answer. We always have the answer within us. Like, we always know exactly what we need, but we just gotta ask ourselves what we actually need, you know? We just like open that channel of communication with yourself. What do I need? Do I need rest? Do I need affirmation? Do I need to rant? Like, what do I need in this moment? And actually asking yourself that question, but it's like all these are different channels of way of doing that. Like, all these are different channels of doing that, like writing to yourself, like doing the activities you want to do as a child, visualization, like writing a letter to yourself. So simply, this is verbally, like actually, we always talk in our head to ourselves, but it's like, hey, Isabel, what do you need? What do you need from me right now? I'm sorry this happened to you. We can get through this. We can get over this. We don't do that anymore. Also, talking to yourself is also, you can kind of put yourself in your place when you need to. Because when we're reparenting ourselves, we kind of have to like parent our inner children ourselves. Be like, ooh, Isabel, that's outdated. We don't do that anymore. We have to choose more we choose healthier ways of dealing with this, like actually having a conversation. It's like we're in a relationship with ourselves. We're developing a relationship with ourselves. So it's like opening that channel of communication with your partner, i.e. yourself. We don't want to do that anymore. I didn't really like when we did this. We need to work on this. Really opening that channel of communication is so healthy. So these are a couple of ways: meditation, journaling, writing a letter to yourself, doing activities that your younger self like to do, and simply talking to yourself. Just really, all these are different tactics of addressing your shadow side, talking your inner, like doing inner child healing, and also just building a relationship with yourself is encapsulated in all of these activities. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this video. I hope it resonated. I hope you can find something useful from this. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions, anything you want to discuss, anything you thought was cool, interesting, odd about this kind of topic of inner child healing and shadow work in the comments. So let me know what you think. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.